King's Cross. Built on over 2,000 years of history, a new chapter is being written.
King's Cross is steeped in history. It's almost a kind of brand in a sense that everyone has heard of King's Cross. An area that was reasonably sleepy was transformed by the railways.
The stories in the railway lands of freight trains coming in with the grain from Lincolnshire into the granary, the fish from Aberdeen and Grimsby, the potatoes from East Anglia, the coal from Yorkshire.
The site has an amazing industrial heritage, and the granary here is just one example, perhaps the biggest example. And what these buildings and places and the individual features, the turntables, the nameplates, all these little features, hundreds and hundreds of them, what they do is they root King's Cross in its place.
The layers of history that are left behind. It's a fantastic raw material that you've got to work with there. A development no longer looks like it's just arrived out of outer space.
This is Coal Drops Yard. This is where we're going to have 250,000 square feet of the best shops, restaurants on the planet. Why can I say that? Look at these buildings. These buildings provide not only fantastic character, but just what great space. You couldn't build a new shopping centre better than the configuration in these buildings. We've got the small units for the independents, we've got the huge warehouse kind of space right at the top. This is where diversity is going to be the key.
There is a real sense of place already developed here. And that's even with lots of construction activity still going around. And that sense of place is born out of the heritage. It's also by the 5,000 students and staff of the University of the Arts and Central St Martin's.
It was almost like a dream come true. We'd thought, wouldn't it be great to have a cultural heart in the middle of these 67 acres.
It was a massive investment. It was a really bold decision to push ahead with this and deliver what is a fabulous, fabulous facility.
Well, coming to school is very exciting because first when you come out from the tube station you have a beautiful broad walk leading up to the building itself.
Yeah, I like it. Open, airy, just kind of got a bit of energy.
I think they're going to open some new malls and shopping places, bookstores, public cafes and everything. I think it's going to be really exciting.
The commercial prospect for the place is amazing. Our office suits the environment and the fact that the station's there, trains are coming in at all times of the day, people can come and have a great bite to eat, great drink at any time.
£2.3 billion has been invested in the transport network here in the last 10 years. It has the best rail communications of any location in central London, in fact in the whole of the UK. Whether it be trying to get around London itself with its 6 tube lines, trying to get around the rest of the country, or indeed getting to Europe.
We are part of it, we're simply part of it. You can't walk out of this station without seeing it. The railway is such a historic part of this whole area. We're very proud to be the international dimension.
It's going to be such an amazing place. There are so many interesting things happening there, unlike many other master plans where there's just a single use.
It's got education, it's got culture, it's got old buildings, it's got new buildings, it's got public buildings, or things like Camden's own leisure centre and so on. Now that's what makes a good city quarter. If you do something like a business park out of town, you haven't got any of that, and so it doesn't have the same social cohesion or interest as this development will have.
I've lived in Camden for 30 years and I've seen a lot of talk about King's Cross, but you can see what's happened in the last 2 years, that King's Cross is really, really exploding. By August 2014, right over there, you will see a multi-storey building with a new swimming pool, a new public library and office space for over 2,000 workers. The central headquarters of Camden Council.
Construction is happening all over the site in different areas. And of course things are happening around the site. That's the great thing about these projects. Not only do they produce new work on their own site, but actually they provoke change all the way around them as well.
When you start to look at both the opportunity in terms of the new and varied buildings, floor plates that go from 7,000 square feet up to 47,000, from 55,000 square feet as a building right up to 375,000 square feet. And you look at the economics, the much, much lower business rates, it's quite an attractive package to people.
You've got to get down there and look at the models and look at the drawings and walk up and down the pathways and routes and boulevards that are now appearing, and then you'll feel how good it's going to be. I think it's actually going to be a very vibrant city quarter.
I can imagine thousands and thousands of people just wandering around, enjoying that square, enjoying the canal, and we're right on the doorstep of that.
If you're a business that wants your employees to kind of wake up in the morning and think, great, I'm going to work yeah, this is the place to be, you know, and if that's the kind of business you want to be, come and look at King's Cross.
It's a certain sort of unique character that comes with a life led. It still has an image that people can feel is absolutely authentic, and you can't take that away from them.
I had somebody come up to me after one of the presentations and say, you know, I've just been around, you know, 5 other places. From those 5 other places, I've got something to go back and tell my boss. From this place, I've got something to go back and tell my wife and children.
This is going to be an exemplar in the way people work, the way they live, in terms of the public realm. I think we've all been touched by just what a special site this is.